So what was I saying, that from these discussion and whatever the plaintiff and the defendant contended in this case, we come to a conclusion that the only issue in this case was that of a ritual. At no point can one come to a decision that there was a question of right to worship, as the relief claimed by the plaintiff said that what relief this person came up with, to declare that the plaintiff has the right to worship and follow the rituals and practices of the Christian community of the Sambarwad in the suit property. But from the discussion we conclude, from the discussion we come to the decision that there was no issue of any right to worship. The only issue was of that culture. And explanation 1 very clearly says that alone in simpliciter these questions will not exist as a suit of civil nature or as a civil suit. Okay? The court said that the word ritual means pertaining or relating to or connected with rites, R-I-T-E-S wala rights. The word rite is a formal procedure in a religious act. In the present action, right to worship is not the subject matter of dispute. Instead, the issue is the adopting the baptism, the practice of baptism in that manner. This is evidently a mere ritual. The suit pertaining to ritual is not one within the cognizance of civil suits. The civil code has no jurisdiction to prescribe the mode of worship, prayers and religious precedents where no question of civil right arises. Okay? So, the well-established principle which came or which is given under section 9 is that the suits relating to rites or rituals in a place of worship are not of civil nature. However, the right to worship is a civil right which can be contested in a civil court. The court will not endeavor to lay down a ritual which is to be followed in the worship. Therefore, such a suit to ask a right regarding the conduct of a ritual is not maintainable. Section 9 of CPC here bars the maintainability of the present action, bars the present suit which is one for observation of certain ritual simpliciter, for certain ritual only. Section 9 does not deal with a pure question of religion. Until and unless there is a primary question relating to any legal right. Okay? Guys, this is what section 9 means in toto. No one has explained in such a manner. I have not seen any video on YouTube, or I don't even think that coaching institutes whichever are there would be dealing with section 9 in such a deep. I have told you everything about section 9, purpose, everything. The only thing which is left is in the very first lecture of under section 9. I wrote a few questions whether this will be a suit of civil nature or not, whether this will be a suit of civil nature or not. That was a mains question. Okay, so few examples, few questions again I will tell you, I will discuss with you. So the first one, Right to worship, it is a legal right. If its infringement happens, there will arise a cause of action, because right to worship is a part of the fundamental right granted to us under Article 25. Okay? Removal from caste, if deprives a person of his legal right, will be a suit of civil nature. That dinner example, it's not a suit of civil nature. Okay? Contribution for funds for holding religious festivals. Contribution of funds for holding religious festival. See, holding religious festival as such is a civil right. Okay? Which comes under right to practice and profits. Article 25. But until and unless, see, here estoppel will, here in such examples, no, contribution of funds for holding religious festival, we must you must have gone through that Kedarnath case, something in the under Muhammad Ghori Kedarnath, this case only, where subscriptions were made for construction of mosque or any church, and when a person started constructing the mosque, and afterwards a person who subscribed for rupees 100, he failed to pay that, then it was said that there was a legal intention to come into a contract. Because of the subscription only, the person started to build the mosque. Here the doctrine of estoppel intervenes. If a person has changed his position because of the contribution which was going to be given to him, what position he has changed? He has done something. He has done some work. He has constructed a mosque with the promise that he will get the subscription. If afterward the person fails to give the subscription, that will come under suit of civil nature. Okay? I will tell you again with that case law of Kedarnath, I think, under contract law. Okay? A right to religious honor, purely, simply stated, it is not a civil right unless and until it is attached with the right to office. Okay? Okay, I'll ask you one question. A suit filed by a Hindu wife for obtaining perpetual injunction to restrain her husband from getting into second marriage. A suit filed by a Hindu wife for obtaining perpetual injunction to restrain her husband from getting into second marriage. Will this be a suit of civil nature? Will the civil courts be having a jurisdiction in this case? Or should it go to family matter? Family court. See, there is no theoretical hurdle for it. But normally court does not grant such a injunction. But the question contains a suit of civil nature. In terms of the conjugal obligation of the husband towards the wife does have a legal right to claim injunction, and hence the suit will be a suit of civil nature. It is a different question as to altogether whether the court will grant this injunction or not. But generally court doesn't grant such an injunction. Okay? Now what is left under section 9 is express or implied bar, where the civil court is expressly or impliedly barred. this expressly and impliedly barred is very important. So for this I will again make a new video. This is also lecture to continue, and next video also will be a lecture to continue. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, total 4 videos will be there for under section 9. So please guys, study. Whatever problem you have, please mention it in the comment. I will surely help you out then and there. And please subscribe to my channel and share this among those who are also preparing for judiciary. Because guys, if you won't share, the people who will be having a who are having a problem in getting the right sources, they won't be able to reach to me. So sharing, please like my video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel to get notified with my videos, whatever I'll be uploading. So the my next lecture will be on this expressly and impliedly bar phrase under section 9. This will be an end to this section 9 thing. After this we'll move forward. So whatever problem you'll have, and one more thing, we will discuss few MCQs also. And the mains question, what do you mean by suit of civil nature? I think you guys can write 6 to 7 pages now. But be very precise what you have to write. I have told you, write a little bit about jurisdiction, then write about the section, then write about the purpose of this section, then write what do you mean by a suit of civil nature. There are 3 points along with explanation 1, which I told you in the very first video. Then give examples of political question, religious question, cite these case laws. Okay. Now and lastly, give that expressly and impliedly bar thing also, which I will tell you guys in the next video. So this is what you should write in the mains question from the videos. Okay. So I think this is enough for section 9. I have given enough to you guys on section 9. Please read, and any problem you have, please comment me in the comment box. Thank you guys.